the thinker and the content human. Thinker, content human. Nobody is like you. Nobody is like you. I love these two statues. You know, we humans, we tend to overthink things sometimes. And it's so relaxing, stress-free to learn, to teach yourself to let things flow and stop overthinking things or stressing yourself out about things. Be the content human instead of the overthinker. It's good to think things out. It's good to think about stuff. Really know, what do you want, what do you don't want, what do you like, what you don't like. But again, at the end of the day, there's nobody like you. And a lot of relationships tend to end when you try to make people want to think like you, be like you, feel like you do. Because there's nobody like you. You are the only one who's like you. And of course you can find people, like-minded people, but at the end of the day, there's nobody like you. You know, I experienced just a couple of days ago that I was invited to an event, and my head was so full, and we have so many things going on in the month of December, my son's birthday, our wedding anniversary, so many other things, Christmas, blah, blah, blah. A lot of things. So my head, I need space. And I'm sharing this because I know a lot of you experience those things also in life. That, you know, you just need time to think things through. Anyway, nobody's like you. Certain people, they want, as soon as they send out a message, they want a reply. They want a response. And others are like, oh, it's okay. Go with the flow. And what works, if you want relationships to work, I've realized anyway, relations work when you can step into someone else's world. I could step in someone else's world and say, oh, I've noticed that that person wants to have things da-da-da-da-da right away. And then I could, test myself and see, is that going to work for me to respond and do that way, or doesn't that work with me, blah, 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 blah. And I guess sometimes you kind of filter if it's a match or not. And for certain people, you would make sacrifices and really step into their world, etc. And if the contexts aren't really so close or something, maybe you really save your energy for things that are, you know, at that moment more necessary. It's not that you don't like others or you don't but there's nobody like you. And it's like we all have to find a way to make things work for ourselves, because at the end of the day, we can only live our lives. We can only be who we are. And of course, it's good to sometimes take into consideration other people's feelings and expectations, etc. But when you give in too much to what, because that person could want that, that person could want that, and then all of a sudden you have to, so it's so important to learn to listen to your own heart. What is it that you need? What is it that you can manage? What is it that you can't manage? And it's nice to want to please everybody and to keep everybody happy. But at the end of the day, you have to keep yourself happy first. Because if you're stressed out and, oh, I want to keep that one happy. No, I want to do that. Because people don't realize that there could be like 10 apps coming in asking you something. You want this, you want that. Can you be here? Can you do this? Can you do that? And we are human. I explained it already. We have this battery and every day it gets recharged when we're sleeping. But there's only so much that we can do at one day at a time. And it's up to us to make choices. And the thing is, sometimes you want to please people and keep them happy or satisfied. And oh, I have to find a way to so I can keep everybody happy. But you can't. You can't. Life is about ups and downs. And sometimes we have to disappoint people. But the beauty of this thing is, people who are really, really for you, they understand. They're like, oh, okay, no problem. It's okay. I have friends, I could just tell them, not right now. And it's okay. And I've had people in my life, when I say not right now, they're like, oh, why not? And you have to explain it. You have to, and that's how you kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Because at the end of the day, life is so precious. And you just don't want to be stressed out too much and have all those heavy weights on your shoulder. So again, nobody's like you. And, you know, you can overthink things, or you can just be the content human being and find out what makes you content, what works for you, and what makes you stressed out and have you thinking and overthinking and makes you feel, oh, crooked. From, oh, I'm not good enough if I don't do this. Because some people can really make you feel like you're not good enough, or that you're not doing right if you say no or if you disappoint them. And others will just lift you up and give you a good feeling. So I love it when your feelings show you so much, tell you so much. What feelings do you have after having any kind of encounter with somebody, even if it's on the phone or you meet them face to face? Certain people just make you feel so good when you talk to them or text with them, and others just give you this heavy feeling on your chest, and they give you this stress. And I also say always, nobody can give you stress if you don't let it in. But it's so important to really check and see what works for you. Nobody's like you. Nobody's like you. What works for you might not work for someone. I read this beautiful quote, and I'm going to post it after this video. You'll see it. I just love it that, you know, something that gives you peace and shalom might stress somebody out completely. You know, if you're really organized and da-da-da, and the other person is like, last minute, go with the flow, it's not a match. And it doesn't have to be a match, because the beauty is, certain people, they can be completely opposites and it still works. My husband and I, we are literally black and white, but we are so much opposite from each other. But we work, we flow, because at the end of the day, we give each other so much space to just be who we want to be, and, you know, accept each other's boundaries and just accept each other. And not only in my marriage, it's like that with the friends and people I really choose to have around me. And I want this for you also, because I didn't used to have it like that. I didn't used to have this peace, what I have now. And sometimes I'm only human. I still get anxiety or stress, because they're old patterns that need to be broken. You know, it's just paradigms. But we can do so much when we start to realize things and recognize certain behavior, and realize that nobody is like you. Nobody is like us. And the people who like us, really like us, they don't care. They don't mind. And the people who want us to be like somebody else, those are the people who really And they'll get all stressed out and, oh, why can't that person just answer me right away? Or why can't this person do this or do that? And the people that are just like-minded people, they're like, oh, I know, that doesn't work for her. It's such a powerful tool to really get to know people, and either you embrace them or you let them go. But don't try to change people into you, because that doesn't work. It only works, whatever relationship you're in, when you let that person be who they are. And if they are who they are and you don't like it, you have a choice. You can leave, or you can just embrace their uniqueness. And what's good for your mental health? For me, certain behavior is just not good for my mental health. So I had to take step backs and say, hey, with this kind of behavior, that gives me too much stress, that gives me anxiety, that gives me depression. So I'm staying away from certain behavior. And I hope that I can encourage you to really look at patterns and really recognize things within yourself. Nobody is like you, and you shouldn't want to change people into you. What works for you doesn't work for someone else, and it's okay. And if it stresses you out, their behavior, then just disconnect from them. I hope I helped someone out today. My book is yours. I'm not going to say anything. I wish I could cut it out. I didn't want to. Anyway. Be you, be free. Be you, be free. Don't try to change people into who you are. You are the only you. And the people that flow with you will flow with you. And the people who don't, won't. Let it be. Let it be. We are all unique human beings. We're all different, and it's okay to be different. So, I encourage you, check yourself. Really check yourself. What works for you and what doesn't. And be okay with saying no to certain people. Even if you don't want to hurt their feelings, even if you don't want to disappoint them, people who really are for you won't mind if you tell them no. They won't mind if you say, this is not working out for me this time, but I'll see about it next time. Okay? And the ones that really get angry with you or upset or disappointed with you saying no, it says something about them. It doesn't say anything about you. So, for the people out there who are thinkers, try to just be that content human being. And that contentness comes when you just learn to embrace who you are and learn to go with the flow. Have a fantastic day. Paka. Desperania. Uvidím se.
Stop trying to please everybody. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to support you. Like having those expectations, you'll always let yourself down. The first step to being unhappy is trying to please everybody else. Number 2, quit trying to control things that you can't control. I know it's hard, but if you can't control it, let it go. You can't control rumors. You can't control how people feel about you. But what you can control is how you feel about yourself, what you give to the world, how you respond. Number 3, quit trying to be perfect and just be real. It's okay to struggle. It's okay not to have it all together. Stop trying to be perfect for imperfect people. Stop trying to impress people who probably could care less about your life anyway. Number 4, quit accepting less. Stop ignoring your worth just to please people. Like life is too short to settle, and life is too short just to accept whatever. Number 5, stop measuring your life and start appreciating your life. Never think you're not enough because your life doesn't add up to what the world wants you to be. Appreciation is the first step to elevate.